Hello, my friends. I want to expose the frauds of Marilyn Anderson and Carrie Buck, school board members at the Placentia Yorba Linda Unified School District. And so, as you know, for the last several years here at PYLUSD, or again, the Placentia Yorba Linda Unified School District, parents who cared about their kids' mental health, their physical health, and simply just wanted our kids educated have been called racists, homophobes, xenophobes, Marxists, douchebags. I mean, I can tell you that I've been called so many names I can't even remember what they are, and along with any other parent who brought up the desire for our kids to be educated. Instead, they were pushing CRT, they were pushing DEI, they were doing a number of other things opposed to education. And for the previous 2 years in particular, or 2 decades, and in the last 5 years, we have seen nothing but a decline under the old PYLUSD regime, liberal leadership. The grade scores have declined. The percentage of children meeting math and reading capabilities dropped below 50%. And we continued to fight. We never gave up. And fortunately for us, we were able to take a majority on the school board, get rid of the old superintendents, and bring in a new superintendent. So let me just introduce you to a couple of players. Carrie Buck and Marilyn Anderson. Carrie Buck has been around for, I don't know how long. She's been around since the decline of the PYLUSD. Her and a number of other people, including Marilyn Anderson, are just people who don't care about education. They care about calling people racists and DEI and bringing in programs that do everything but educate our kids. Again, part of the problem is that these programs do not educate, they indoctrinate, and they focus on things that should just not simply be involved in our schools. Other people that were involved were superintendents like Jim Elsasser, Mike Matthews. All these people are friends. You got Karen Freeman. They're all people that are under the control of Planned Parenthood and the CTA, California Teachers Association, and the smaller one, which is in our school district, which is the APLE, the Association of Placentia Linda Educators. They controlled these people amongst a number of other people that have been in our school district for a large number of years. Again, all of them friends, all of them making sure that nobody got fired, nobody got moved, everybody kept high salaries in the $200,000 to $500,000 range. These are all people that only cared about their pocketbook and not about and power, and again, nothing about our children. Going back to the ideas of CRT and DEI, these are the people, as parents would come in and protest about wearing masks, about vaccines, about education, about separating the kids by 6 feet and putting plexiglass in between them, and then not having school in an actual classroom. These folks here wanted to make sure and attempt to scare the parents from speaking out, and along with the help of Planned Parenthood and California Teachers Association, scare teachers from speaking out so that they could do everything they could to continue indoctrination, continue the push of all the mandates that were being pushed on all the kids, and the scores kept declining and declining and declining. And again, they've been declining for decades. It just became worse during the pandemic. The continuous thing that they really hit people hard with was making sure that they understood that they were racist for wanting education. They were racist for wanting grades to be higher than they were. That we were racist because we wanted children to do well in math. That we wanted children to do well in reading. That we shouldn't expect children to do, especially those that are black or Hispanic or any other race, indigenous peoples, that they shouldn't be expected to be able to read or do math. And wanting them to do so was racist. And if we didn't like it, then we could pull our kids out. That was really kind of the focus that they were trying to push on all of us. And so as we then were able to vote out and become majority in the school board, we bring in Dr. Alex Chernus as superintendent of schools, who those glasses he wears doesn't allow him to see color. As a matter of fact, his eyes don't allow him to see color. It's not about color with him. It's about competence. It's about those people that he can bring in. They're going to further the education of our children, who are going to make sure that they come up with new ideas and new programs, and get rid of the old things that don't work and bring in the things that do work, regardless of the color of the person that he's able to bring in to do that. He's looking for people that can actually do the job, that have the desire to work. There's so many people in PYLUSD who don't work. I know teachers that don't teach. We know superintendents in the past who didn't superintend. It was a nightmare of incompetence at our school district, but not when we brought in Dr. Alex Chernus. He's trimming the tree. He's cutting off the old stems that are dead. He's pruning the branches that are still alive, but will increase the production of fruit by pruning them. He is a person who is going to do the right thing, get rid of the old and bring in the new, so that he can make sure that our children are being educated and the health and physical health of our children is put number one. So what does he do? He promotes and brings in Dr. Olivia Young and makes her director of human resources right away there at PYLUSD. She's been in our school for a while. She's sharp. She's smart. She's been a high school principal, assistant high school principal. Sorry for the misspelling. The L is missing on the school. Athletic director, AVID coordinator, math and reading intervention teacher, basketball coach, and a whole host of a number of other things that I didn't have room to put on there. But Dr. Olivia Young recently, on Tuesday, February 14th, they wanted to promote her to Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services. A well-deserved promotion where she can do more with her skills to make sure that our children were being educated. And you would think, being that Olivia, Dr. Olivia, has all these qualifications, you would think that everybody, it would have been a 5-0. But let me play a video and show you what happened in the vote for promoting Dr. Olivia Young to Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services.
All right, I need a motion to approve the employment contract for Dr. Olivia Young, Kishi, as Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services with an annual salary of $230,000. She shall also receive all incentives available to other members of the district's certificated management staff, including longevity pay and mileage stipend. The contract will remain in effect from March 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2026. Can I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the amended employment contract for the Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services.
I'll second.
Great. Any comments? Or can we go to a vote?
Probably all the same.
Okay.
Comments.
All right. Roll call, please. Ms. Anderson. No. Ms. Buck. No. Mr. Youngblood.
Aye.
Mr. Frazier.
Aye.
And I myself am an aye. Vote carries 3-2. Thank you for all the hard work that you've done this year. Ms. Ming, it has not been an easy year, and there's been a lot of expectations placed on you, and so just thank you for the hard work.
Thank you.
So there you have it. We have Carrie Buck and Marilyn Anderson voting no for the promotion of Dr. Young. The people screaming for the last several years about DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, decided to vote no for somebody that would add diversity to our superintendents. No. They've only voted for white people when they had the opportunity to bring in new assistant superintendents and employees. We've never had a diverse superintendent bench of executives that ran Placentia Yearbold Indian School District. They only hired people that were friends who were clearly incompetent, who were not prepared to do the job. But yet, a woman who is clearly qualified to do the job, has proven herself over the last several years, they voted no. All right, let's take a look at the next person. We have Dr. Isaac Gates, who currently for PYLUSD is Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources. And the board wants to, and Dr. Chernus wants to promote him to Deputy Superintendent. Previously, he's been before coming to PYLUSD, he was Executive Director of Curriculum and Instruction at Inglewood Unified School District. Prior to that, he was Principal of San Marino High School. He led San Marino High School to be the #1 academically achieving high school in the state of California for 3 consecutive years. Let me just say that again. It's a long sentence, but I want to make sure you understand that this gentleman right here that you're looking at, he led San Marino High School to be the #1, not #2, #1 academically achieving high school in the state of California for 3 consecutive years. I just want to let you know, none of the high schools in PYLUSD are they're all in the hundreds, not #1. The last thing I have written here is Outstanding Administrator of the Year Award from the Los Alamitos Unified School District previously. And he has so many other credentials that I could not fit them. And this video would be way longer if I were to list all his accomplishments. I must have went to PYLUSD a couple years ago. I can't talk. And so he clearly has a background that our students can benefit from. If he has a history of leading a high school to #1 in the state, I think we could be #1 in the nation. I have high expectations. Everybody previous was happy when we were 1,500th, 1,500 and some odd in the nation, and clap, yay! We're just above the bottom. But no, with Dr. Isaac Gates, there's hope for us here at the PYLUSD to have high schools that are in that #1 position. And here, clearly qualified. In the short time he's been here, in the several months that he's been here, he has made several changes that have benefited us financially. And we have a school called Bernardo Yorba for next year is full. And there's a waiting list because of the changes and things that he's helped bring to that particular school. So, and we haven't had that in years. And so here he is, clearly qualified. And of course, the 2 women that have been pushing for the last several years for diversity, equity, inclusion. They must be just waiting to vote yes for Dr. Isaac Gates to be the deputy superintendent. Well, let's look at that video and see what happened on Tuesday.
Say anybody else? Okay. All right. Let's go for votes. Roll call, please. Miss Anderson.
No.
Miss Buck.
Nope.
Mr. Youngblood.
Yes.
Mr. Frazier.
Yep.
And I am a yes. Congratulations, Deputy Superintendent Mr. Gates.
Wow, are you as shocked as I am? The 2 women who talked about diversity, equity, inclusion, who cried, Anderson voted to stop CRT, so I have to give her credit for that. But I'm sure it was very hard. But she ran on that, and it would have been very difficult not to vote to ban CRT. But she pushed it off as long as she possibly could with her minions. But that was the last thing that she did that was positive in our school district. Carrie Buck, you would think, with all the screaming and yelling and mask wearing and vaccines she took and all that kind of stuff, and screamed that if you don't wear a mask, you're racist type of nonsense. You would have thought the moment she could show and prove to everybody, see, I am not like you. I am different. No, she voted no for Dr. Isaac Gates. But they're frauds. They're incompetent. If you came to a school board meeting, you would not think that Carrie Buck has been on the school board for as long as she has. She is so lost during the meetings and asked for meanings of things that are clearly things that have been going on in school boards for decades. She doesn't know difference between one budget and the next. She doesn't know what development means. And it is just, it is bizarre that she comes in and expects a lot of things to take years. And Alex, Dr. Chernis, wants to get things done in weeks. And it just blows her mind. She goes, what do you mean? We've never done things in weeks. It usually takes us years to make a change. In the school district. And here she had an opportunity to show that equity and how that she wants to have equity and everything, and she votes no for Dr. Young and Dr. Gates. And again, I wanted to show you what a fraud Anderson and Buck are. And when we have an opportunity in the next election, we need to make sure that they get voted out. All right, my friends, that's it for tonight. I'll talk to you later. Bye.